Since most kids are probably learning from home right now, they're also probably asking for snacks a lot more too. Joining us live this morning is Providence's Kristen Filer to talk about how you can keep some of those options healthy for your kids at home. Kristen, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
So as we talk about kids being at home, obviously there's a lot of changes going on. It's probably easy to reach for the Pop-Tart, maybe some of the Halloween candy. How do you keep kids on track and keep their diet healthy when life is just going in so many different directions these days?
The number one thing to remember is keeping fruits and veggies accessible throughout the day. So remember that school-age kids are eating anywhere between 4 to 6 times a day. And snacks are a really big integral part of their diet. So snacks are good, snacks are okay, they're part of their diet. We want to make sure that they get an adequate intake of fruits, veggies, calcium, vitamin D, fiber. So we want to make sure that those type of snacks are easily accessible. So if you're anything like me, when you buy fruit and produce, you shove them in the drawer until you can work up the energy to chop them up and make them more accessible to you. But starting the week off where you get a whole nutritious fruits, veggies, snacks so that kids can easily reach for them, because remember they're going to be snacking 4 to 6 times a day or eating, and having a structure throughout the day where kids are eating their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then taking breaks to get snacks. Some good snack options. So yogurt's a really good one. A lot of people tend to forget about this, but this is a good option for kids. It's full of protein, it's full of calcium. Pick the good ones that are plain, full of full fat yogurt. Sweeten them up with a little bit of fruit, a little bit of honey. That's a really nutritious one, good for bones, good for digestion. Popcorn is also a good one. A lot of people think popcorn, well, that's, movie popcorn, really bad for you, but it's actually not. It's a good, nutritious whole grain. As long as you don't down it with all the movie popcorn butter, it's a really good one. Sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese, a little bit of butter on there, and it's a good whole grain for kids. And then there's things like nuts. Those are also healthy fats, fiber, antioxidants, sliced pears with a little bit of cheese on them. Celery with peanut butter, raisins. My grandma called that ants on a log. That's a really good one. So making all these a little bit accessible, and avoiding things that are energy rich but nutrient poor. So salty snacks, cookies, sweetened beverages, making sure those are in the back of the pantry or the back of the fridge, and putting the healthier options and having those prepared at the beginning of the week, so that when kids are just taking a break from their Zoom meeting and they run to the fridge, they have something that is right there and right on hand.
Now, obviously something that I think is hard for parents right now is managing that balance of kind of a schedule in everyday life. And with kids that are older in school, you don't necessarily get that snack time. So is there any concern for parents who maybe are giving their kids snacks at home that in the long run, this could negatively affect them once they go back to school and they can't have those snacks?
Yeah, this is a big problem, especially in America. It's always been a problem where the majority of kids are not getting the dietary recommendations that they need. In the last 50 years, we've actually been a little bit healthier, but research shows that less than 10% of kids actually get the healthy dietary recommendations that they're supposed to. So a lot of times kids at home will either eat pretty unhealthy, and then they may go to school and eat a little bit more healthy, or vice versa. So it might be a little bit of struggle when kids do go back to school. A lot of kids get addicted to sugar, and it is hard for kids to get off of it. They get irritable. They have a hard time focusing in class. So making sure that they can maintain whatever they're going to do at home, and they transition back into school. So that'll be easier. And that, I'm telling you, that sugar can be really hard for kids to get on and off of.
It's also a good opportunity for parents right now to kind of reinforce some of those good behaviors and good habits for when kids do go back to school.
Absolutely. Research does show that kids who sit down with their parents and their family 3 or more times a week for 15 minutes, even if they do not eat with them. So sometimes school-age kids will eat at different times, but research shows that they sit down at the table and they watch their family model good behavior and model just watching their parents choosing good options. They are more likely to be of normal weight. They have healthy dietary patterns, and they're less likely to engage in disordered eating. So just 3 times a week, if not more, having the kids sit down so that you can model good behavior for them makes a really big impact later in their life.
So really kind of a time that is hard on parents right now, but a good time for parents to establish some of those healthy relationships with food within their household.
Absolutely. Great time to model good behavior, to positive reinforcement for kids, that they can see the good things to eat as opposed to their friends who are choosing Doritos or other type of options.
Which I am definitely that person who reaches for the Doritos. I'll work on it too. Kristen, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Anna.
Have a good one.